Japan's expansionist dreams. A direct collision course with American interests. The United States, sensing the inevitable, had already tightened the economic noose. July 1941. An oil embargo. Japan, a resource-poor nation, suddenly faced economic strangulation. A strategic move, yes. But one that left Japan with a stark choice: retreat from its imperial ambitions, or seize the resources it desperately needed through force. Did Washington truly understand the desperation it was cultivating? Or was this embargo, this calculated pressure, part of a grander, more perilous gambit? A high-stakes game. But the U.S. wasn't merely guessing at Japan's intentions. They were reading them. Deep within the halls of military intelligence, cryptanalysts had achieved the seemingly impossible. Magic. The code-breaking operation that cracked Japan's most sensitive diplomatic and naval communications. Messages flowing between Tokyo and its embassies, between naval commanders, were no longer secret. The strategic directives, the preparations for war. All laid bare. If the U.S. possessed such a powerful window into Japan's soul, what exactly did they see? What did they choose to reveal? Then came the explicit warnings. November 26, 1941. A war warning dispatched from Washington. Not vague speculation, but a direct alert to all Pacific commands. This message explicitly stated, Japanese future action unpredictable but hostile action possible at any moment. An unambiguous signal. Yet, at Pearl Harbor, defenses remained largely unmobilized. Ships clustered. Air patrols absent. Was this a failure of communication? A tragic oversight? Or was something more profound at play? A deliberate passivity in the face of escalating danger. The pieces continued to fall into place. December 6, 1941. Intercepted. Decoded. The infamous 14-part message from Tokyo to its Washington embassy. A clear directive to break off negotiations. A formal rejection of peace. And the critical final part, indicating an attack would occur shortly after a specific time. Washington knew. Senior officials saw this message. But the full translation, the complete picture, reached Pearl Harbor's commanders hours after the attack had begun. An unacceptable delay. A catastrophic failure. Or a strategic delay? Adding to the enigma, the U.S. Navy's most vital assets. Its aircraft carriers. The Enterprise. The Lexington. Both mysteriously absent from Pearl Harbor in the days leading up to December 7. On missions. Delivering planes, ferrying equipment. A timely coincidence? Or a calculated redeployment? These were the crown jewels of the Pacific Fleet, precisely the targets Japan would seek to neutralize. Their removal meant their preservation. But at what cost to the battleships, the men left behind? A deeply unsettling question. And what of the defenses themselves? Pearl Harbor, a critical military hub, was left inexplicably vulnerable. No long-range reconnaissance flights to detect an approaching fleet. Air defense systems were not on high alert. Ships were berthed in concentrated rows, making them easy targets for aerial assault. Such a state of unreadiness, in the face of explicit warnings, seems almost unbelievable. An oversight of monumental proportions? Or was this specific posture, this apparent vulnerability, precisely the outcome intended? To present an irresistible target. Admiral Husband Kimmel and General Walter Short. The commanders in Hawaii. They had requested additional intelligence. Asked for clarification on the numerous warnings. Their requests, repeatedly denied. Crucial details, the decoded intercepts, the specific threats, were withheld from them. They were left to prepare for sabotage, not a full-scale naval assault. Was this a bureaucratic blunder? Or a deliberate act of obfuscation? Denying them the very information that could have saved countless lives, and the fleet itself. Their fate sealed by a lack of knowledge. America stood at a precipice. Europe ablaze, but a powerful isolationist sentiment gripped the nation. President Roosevelt faced immense pressure to keep the U.S. out of the war. Direct intervention in Europe was politically impossible. But Japan? An attack on American soil, a direct affront. Could such an event shatter isolationism? Unite a divided public? The theory of a backdoor to war suggests precisely this, provoking Japan into an attack to secure American entry into the global conflict, bypassing public resistance. A devastating calculus. Consider the sequence. The oil embargo, a clear provocation. The broken codes, revealing Japan's desperation and intent. The explicit warnings, followed by the conspicuous lack of defensive readiness. The crucial intelligence withheld from those on the ground. The timely absence of vital aircraft carriers. Each piece, on its own, might be explained away. But together, they paint a disquieting picture. A pattern emerging from the shadows. A narrative of deliberate exposure. Not for malice, perhaps, but for strategic gain. A nation needing a catalyst. So, did the U.S. know Pearl Harbor was coming? The evidence, layers deep and deliberately obscured, suggests a profound awareness. Not of the precise minute, perhaps, but of the imminent threat. And more disturbingly, a potential willingness to allow it. Roosevelt's challenge, to navigate a nation from neutrality to war. The price paid at Pearl Harbor, the lives lost, the ship sunk. Was it the tragic cost of war, or a sacrifice deemed necessary to awaken a sleeping giant? The truth remains veiled, whispered in the echoes of history.